I'm afraid you're not gonna quit smoking because you're doing it all wrong. I don't care if you reach day 3 or 30, but I could guarantee you're gonna fail the next day. Why? Because you only stay with trying. Unfortunately, I did the same mistake. 4 years ago, I was kind of living in my height because I abstained cigarettes for 12 months. It was kind of near racket for me. I never reached this so far, but unfortunately, I went into my balcony in my home and stumbled upon a friend of mine who was a chain smoker. He was smoking a thing called Marlboro Double Fusion, and I took the berry aroma in my lungs and started to crave this thing again. While I was trying to battle with the thoughts in my mind, he noticed me and put this pack into my goddamn face. I didn't even think for a second. I grabbed the pack from his hand and started to smoke immediately. What happened to my 12-month streak? It kind of failed, so let me smoke more. Then the whole thing turned into a festival. Then I found myself smoking a 3-pack on this day. Why? Because I only stayed with trying. There wasn't a plan to go if I got cravings. There wasn't a plan to go if I was a non-smoker or not. There was just only me abstaining cigarettes as much as possible. Now you know what happens only stay with trying. Because our nervous system and mind designed to achieve the goals you set. And since I crave the cigarettes, which is the goal of the smoke, of course it try every outcome to achieve it. It's not a surprise at all. But if I set the goal of becoming a non-smoker instead abstaining the cigarettes, I'm never gonna crave this goddamn thing, and I wasn't gonna fail in this journey, so I could call myself a non-smoker for 8 years. So I want you to check your identity and beliefs about smoking, because if you got unfinished business about cigarettes, I'm afraid you're gonna end up just like me. And I don't wish this to happen to you, because it's so hard to recover. Imagine just losing a 12-month streak. How would you feel that? So I heavily insist you on working your identity as a non-smoker. Don't say I'm trying, doing this or that. Make the decision and never question it. If you question something in our mind, that means it didn't set and it's not fit to our identity. When we do this, we have 2 crossroads to go. One side of it is, oh, I'm gonna quit and never gonna smoke again. One side of it is, I'm just abstaining cigarettes, or maybe I smoke in the future, just like me in the past. Since that stupid version of me make this 2 crossroads to go, my mind got confused, and eventually, emotional side of me, which is craves the cigarettes, won. And there's one more stupid thing, which all of us try to address this situation with logic. We know we lose money, we know we smell bad, whatsoever. It's not working and it's never gonna work. You're gonna only become this non-smoker of yourself once you find the emotional drivers. Ask this 2 questions to yourself. Why you started smoking and why you quit smoking. Once you start to dig down into your past, find the exact moment when you lighted your first cigarette. The moment lays there where it's gonna make us quit. We're gonna support that by the answer of the second question. Then we're gonna add fuel into the fire by claiming we're non-smokers. Because we finally know the reasons why we started and why we want to quit. We're unshakable at this point. We're not gonna crave cigarettes anymore. And quitting smoking is all about craving cigarettes. You could fail 10 times in your journey like me in the past, or you're about to try your first attempt. It's all about addressing the desire to smoke. And once you handle the identity part, the 50% of quitting smoking is finished. So what about the other 50%? Well, it's educating ourselves for this topic. When it comes to education sources about quitting smoking, there's the most popular thing, which is called Allen Carr's book. I kind of recommend it and don't recommend at the same time. It's a good book if you want to get the basic scientific knowledge and break all of your excuses, but it's a bad book if you want to address your main problems and understand the addictions in psychological way. I suggest you reading a book called Neuroplastic Habits coming from Peter Hollings. In this book, you could so easily understand why we got addicted, how we could drop the bad habits, and our brain doesn't care about ourselves. It kind of sounds crazy when I said the last sentence, because our brains only care about adapting the habits we do, so it could spend less energy. It doesn't care if the habits are good or bad. He just adapts it, spends less energy to increase our survival chance. You may have a question in your mind saying, well, do I think it increased my survival chance? No, we don't think this in logically, but if we do a certain habit so often, our subconscious mind thinks, oh, my user, which is the human being of ourselves, do this habit so much, oh, it increases our survival chance. We must adopt it, spend less energy so we could focus on the tiger attacks or something else. But we're not living in this era. There's no tigers, as you can see. I'm sitting in the forest and recording this video to teach you about this quitting smoking. We're living safe lives already, but our brain doesn't know that. So until we make a transaction period to look, it's not increasing our survival chance, and we're gonna achieve this by educating ourselves on this topic more. Once you do that, you're gonna make this transaction like a shift. But until we come to this moment, we have to do the 100% of the work. I give it to you in 2 steps. You now know every knowledge you need to quit smoking without causing any pain to yourself. And if you want to start your journey, there's a link in the book a call with me, so we could handle the situation together. This is I2, and I know you're gonna make it.